Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our creative industry webinar today. On the screen, we can see Miss Mian. Say hi, Mian.
Hello, everyone.
I'm Wyman from UWE. So inside here, we do have panelists as well as attendees. Well, from the attendees, you can see from your screen, underneath there is a place called Q&A. After Ms. Mian have given the webinar, if you have any questions, you can put in the Q&A there. We will have quite numbers of panelists, my colleagues who are at the back here will help you out to answer your questions. If in case the questions that we can't answer, well, we will pass these questions to Ms. Mian and we might be answer you later on after the webinar. Well, welcome to our webinar. Yeah, I'll pass this screen to Miss Mian. Thank you, Miss Mian.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much to attend my presentation. My name is Mian Ng, and I'm the Associate Head of Department from the Creative Industries Department. Okay, I think first of all, I'd like to introduce you to our departments, the creative programs, and to talk to you a little bit about the support that we provide for international students. So, can I have the presentation, please, Wyman? Okay. Next slide, please. Okay, a lot of you who may not know Bristol well, I'd like to introduce a bit about the city itself. Bristol is one of the places that a lot of people would be willing to change their jobs and to move to live, because it's been voted as the best city to live in UK. It has a vibrant city life and also a lot of creative activities around the city. They have, I'm sure you know about Banksy, a lot of street art and also music scenes and amazing restaurants, and also we host the International Balloon Festival as well. Where else would you like to go if a city if a city doesn't welcome a diverse range of people? It's also being voted as the kindest city, because the population in Bristol have been, the data shows that a large population of Bristol donates and also volunteer in charities, volunteer in a lot of work that that become part of the city's reputation, helping the communities and making the city welcoming. It's also been voted as the European Green Capital. The city is trying to create new sustainability, good environments, and reduce pollution, and using green energy to provide for the city. As you can see, all these elements are important in a place where you are going to choose to live and to study and to work. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay. The creative arts, campus is based in City Campus, and this is the Bauer Ashton site where a lot of programs are being held, a lot of facilities, resources, libraries are being located. We have 3 sites at City Campus. This is Bauer Ashton site. We have Arno Feeney site in the City Campus, and also Spike Island, where our fine arts students are based. Next slide, please. Based in Bauer Ashton, our amazing example of facilities for students to use has been the Digital Media Studio. It houses all the top of the range and professional equipment, such as cameras, professional cameras, sound equipment, editing equipment, photographic cameras, studios. For all these facilities are open up for students to use. It doesn't matter whether you are a graphic design student or media student, as long as you are enrolled into the creative practice programs at City Campus, you are entitled to borrow facilities and resources. Next slide, please. I'm going to show you a film to see the vibrancy of the creative practice program and the city itself, how the two can link together side by side. Okay, for students who have just finished year 12, year 13, thinking about going into art and design higher education, we also have an integrated foundation course which may suit you down to the ground, because the integrated foundation enable you to progress after the year with the different disciplines. It's including integrated foundation course, you are able to progress to any of the programs we offer. For example, fine art, you can go into integrated foundation in fine art, and then after the year you can progress to our year 1, year 2, or year 3, the degree program. So including that, it will be 4 years. Right, the undergraduate courses we offer are from animation, drawing and print, fashion communication, fashion textiles, fine art, filmmaking, graphic design, illustration, interior, and photography. So these courses are mainly based at the Bauer Ashton site I was explaining, and some are based in Arno Feeney site and Spike Island site. We have 3 sites in the City Campus for creative practice programs. Next slide, please. I'm going to show you some work later, but first of all, introduce you to our graphic design program, which is one of the strongest in the country. The strength of the program is students are well equipped with design skills and conceptual thinking. They learn a variety of topics such as typography, moving image, printmaking, and interactive design, digital media. All those areas are part of visual communication, and graphic design students have the opportunity to use all those skills in their final year to produce a professional portfolio so that they could take out to their employers to get some really good design jobs that's related to their field. I'm going to show you some of the students' work. Can I have number 2, please? Some of these students' work are the recent students' work in the final year, who they have already been designing things in response to the COVID-19 virus, which has caused a lot of suffering around the world. So in response to that type of graphic design, students have designed typeface, which kind of link to their experience, what they're suffering now. Okay. Some of this work, as I say earlier on, if there may be technical issues, we will send you the whole presentation once the webinar is over. So don't worry if you don't see the whole sound. If you can't hear the sound or the visuals are not working properly. Okay, next please. Interior design at UWE looks at various ways of designing, using materials. It is a cross between fine art and also design, utilizing the aesthetic values of fine art to create beautiful objects for interiors, such as wallpaper, for example, such as beautiful lights, beautiful furniture. All those things are part of the interior design's work. It's not just about dividing spaces, it's also about creating objects and craft-based type of craft-based type of products that could be used to decorate the space. For example, the items you see on the slide are public art, which is designed as part of the space between the garden. Okay. Okay, next slide, please. Our fashion com is also a very lively and exciting program, because students in fashion communication do a lot of very similar things like graphic design. For example, they learn photography. It is a course that that enable fashion trends for fashion designers, for fashion industry to look at how the trends are set, how those styles and how those lifestyles could be incorporated as part of fashion. Can I have the link, please? Okay, on this link, you will see quite a lot of students' work illustrating a number of different trends that they are working towards. As you can see, students work towards fashion magazine, photography, events, anything related to fashion. Our fashion comm students are learning skills to communicate with the anything that is related to fashion industry. Some amazing work there. So when you have a little bit more time in your own home, please do go back to these links again and have a look at each piece of work to really see the amount of skills and creativity that is being seen in their work. Okay, next please. Illustration is one of the strongest programs at UWE. Students learn various techniques, media, using a variety of style and to produce children's books, lots of interesting work that's related to print-based, and also including a range of media such as moving images as well. And photography could be part of the illustrators' medium that they choose. In all our creative practice programs, we don't restrict students' exploration of their own boundaries. We encourage them to use all sorts of medium, all sorts of experimentation to push their own boundaries. It is important to not stifle every student's creativity by imposing certain styles, certain way of doing things. As you can see, throughout all our creative programs, we have quite a variety of creative solutions to the briefs that they receive. This is a way to encourage students to think a bit further in industry. This is what is being demanded. So cross-disciplinary, using media, we should encourage the students to use all the facilities and resources that they choose to produce their artwork. Okay, can I have number 2, please? In the link, as you can see, just to demonstrate what I've just said just now, there are a variety of techniques there, mediums, different styles of drawing, to illustrate each individual student's own style or chosen style in their work. Okay, next slide, please. Again, you can explore this in your own time, a bit more analytical than right now, because I'm just going through quite a lot of programs, so bear with me. Fashion textiles, students have opportunity to learn how to create their own textiles to make fashion, or they may choose not to create the textiles, but just do fashion design. So in the first year, they learn every kind of technique related to creating garments and designing garments, and all the practical things, for example, like how to design your own pattern, how to put a shirt together, all those technical things related to making a garment, students will learn in the first year. So don't worry if you haven't got those experience, you will get that in your first year, because it's generic. Students have that opportunity to do. And then slowly we build up your portfolio and your creativity. This is one of the final year's work. Can I show this workbook, please? This workbook demonstrates the skills that the student have from knowing nothing to, in 3 years' time, such skills have been sharpened into industry standard. As you can see, the beautiful illustrations and the demonstration of their understanding of fabric to creating and creating styles, different type of garments, using different color schemes, for example. So within your 3 years, this is the benchmark we expect students to come up to. Again, you can look at this in your own time slowly. We just at the moment demonstrating to you the possibilities of you what you can do in the program. Okay, next slide, please. There is a link down on this slide. I won't show you. It is a film. It is a bit long, but it shows you the behind the scenes where the first, second years helping the final years preparing their final year show, the fashion show. So as you can see, we like students to collaborate and work together. It doesn't matter what level it is. It's to get confidence for the juniors while they are working alongside the graduating students. So this is very much encouraged in art and design work. Okay, next please. We have fine art and drawing and print. In fine art, a lot of our students will produce work in multimedia, such as installation, performance, even poetry, digital work, films, to painting, sculpture, for example. It depends on the students' interest. And for fine art students, they are often quite vocal students in terms of using art to demonstrate their political beliefs, their social comments, for example. So fine art students are very much expressive, using self-expression in various medias to portray their work. Drawing and print focus a lot on mark making, and majority of our students love printmaking and painting and drawing. So there are two strands of it. It depends on where students would like to focus onto their work. Okay, can I have the fine art link? See if that works. Thank you. I think that didn't show up on the... Sorry about that, but again, if you look into the link at a later date, once we send you the presentation, then, oh, we've got something here. This is some of the work that students produce in the fine arts strands. A lot of drawing, paint, printmaking. This is drawing and prints work. Can you scroll down a bit more? And you can see there are a lot of lectures, a lot of discussions. This is part of our learning as well in creative practice. You cannot just isolate yourself in your studio. There are a lot of interactions with other students, with other artists, and other creative communities in the city, which Bristol is really good in that. There are so many things that creative students have access to. Okay, next please. Next slide, please.
The principles of the programs running in this department are very much ones of creative expression for the students and the creative direction that they want to take their ideas, match with the industry expectations and industry collaborations. Critical thinking match with very strong technical skills and very strong awareness of the wider industry.
I think there's a really great balance between the creative, so looking at drama, documentary, transmedia. The technical support here is brilliant. The work experience module is really good. We're all experiencing industry, getting out there and just working alongside people who are making really cool stuff.
I actually went to Hong Kong for a semester for 5 months, which was incredible, and I would never have had that opportunity, if I wasn't in university here.
We do have the cutting edge equipment that students will be using when they get into industry.
We're in the stop motion stations right now. It's all professional standard equipment, so it's, we start out working at this level, and so you then continue on, and it's not like a massive step into industry.
Bristol's a fantastic city for the creative industry. All of our courses here have contact with a lot of production companies, as well as big organisations such as BBC and Aardman Animations. So for example, the BBC Modern Words Festival, they worked with photography students, animation students and filmmaking students.
What's been fascinating for us has been working with people at the start of their career. So we've given people basically bits of inspiration, and they just have come up with amazing stuff. And I also think it's that can-do attitude that, for students, that's really apparent with the UWE students we've been working with. I think the training that you get in Bristol, because of the connections with animation, because of the connections with the media, because of the connections with the art world as well, this is a really brilliant place to start your career.
The degree shows a really nice way to wrap up kind of what you're doing. You get to show your family and friends, and also get to meet some industry members. So the tutors have all worked in industry, they're all still working in industry, and it's really they've just got amazing contacts.
In terms of taking students on that creative journey, we actually relate to students because we're still on those creative journeys ourselves. It keeps the practice vibrant, and we're not just teaching it from old textbooks, it's actually living that teaching.
We're based here at the Pervasive Media Studio in Bristol's harbour side, and the studio is a space where artists, creative technologists work together making new projects with emerging technologies, thinking about what the artistic and creative possibilities are of all the things that digital has given us, that computer culture has given us.
We're not only interested in what students are doing 5 months after they graduate, it's actually what they're doing 5 years after they graduate. So how are they embedding their learning long term? The realisation that as a creative individual, they are also business people.
They try to help to teach us the commercial realities of the industry, and so a lot of people come in as pure artists, and sometimes that needs to be kind of developed. Transformative, I think, would be a good description for my experience here.
As my colleagues say in the film, Sean, the filmmaking, the animation, and I could also say the art and design programs, we encourage students to experiment, to look at things, to really create their vision of what their projects and artwork to be by collaborating and working in teams. And because of that, all our students from the creative practice program are ready to go out to the professional world by the time they finish their degree, because that is employability and careers in their chosen field are very much at the heart of what we are trying to educate students to be aware always of the professional practice, that they have to go out to the world and show their portfolios and show reels. So these are important. Okay, next please. In photography, again, students experiment a number of different techniques and a different genre. Some might choose to do just portraits, landscapes, or fashion photography. Currently, the 7 of our students have been chosen in a major award for the things that they have done. Let me see if I could get to the link, please. I do apologize again, but the link does work. So when you get your PDF file, the PowerPoint presentation, you will get the link, and do click it onto your system, and it will come through. I think with Zoom, sometimes there are quite a lot of technical hitches. So I do apologize about not able to showing you the amazing work that the photography students will do now, but you can take your time at home once you get the PowerPoint to look at it leisurely and to understand what I've been trying to explain with the work that they do. Okay, next please. Right, what do we do as a department, creative department, to welcome international students? First of all, I want to reassure you, when you come to City Campus or to do any of the creative practice program, I'm your first point of contact. I'm there to support all international students. That's part of my remit, and to help them through different academic requirements, pastoral care, and a lot of other social events that we create as well. Okay, next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay, when you first arrive at the City Campus, we have a special induction for all international students to introduce you to the facilities and also to the staff who will be supporting you during your time studying with us. We have a lot of activities organized together with the student union, the Global Student Center, for example, to make you feel adjusted in your transition from your country to our learning community at UWE. It is a very caring environment for all the international students who study at the City Campus. We also have dedicated one-to-one support for students for their dissertations, essays, and presentations. I lead on that team who you will meet when you come in to study with us during induction, and you will be given time for you to come in and drop in to tell us if there are any issues with your academic work. We will look at, it doesn't matter what discipline you are, look at what you have problems in, and my colleagues and I will support you through your academic writing, for example, and to suggest ways of how you improve in your creative artwork. All my colleagues are art practitioners, so they have a specialist knowledge in art and design as well. Other things that I encourage our international students to do is to work with local communities. We have live projects, social enterprise projects that students actually go out and work with communities in Bristol. That gives you a different dimension to just working on your own, in your own space, because working with communities, you will learn that you will gain confidence, you learn how to communicate with a wider public, and to design real, meaningful outcomes for the local charities, organizations, for example. That's something that we encourage students to do, is to be part of the community. We also have international activities. For example, I also lead on a Gambian project where students from across the university, not just in art and design or film and journalism, across the university, from architecture, business school, all the students would join up and create meaningful projects and deliver to communities in Africa, for example. So those are the things that we fully support students to participate, because it actually brings the best out of you as a student and as a professional as well, because you are designing, looking, and solving problems in a real world situation. Okay, next please. Apart from that, not just all work, we also try to have some fun activities as well. Often me and my team will organize social cultural activities, visiting to, for example, to Glastonbury, heritage sites, museums, galleries, and national parks. This is what we provide students at City Campus, but also you could join the global student centers activities as well. Those activities are open to all students at UWE, but at City Campus we provide a little bit more, because we feel sometimes City Campus students can be isolated from the main campus in Franchise. So with creative students cohort, there is a different kind of rapport. So we feel it's important to give those opportunities to students, especially going to museums, galleries. They are part of our learning as well. Next slide, please. I think I'm coming to the end of my slide, so please do ask questions. My colleagues are in the background waiting for you to ask any questions, and I'll be here to answer anything that perhaps I could give a bit more answers. Again, this is my contact email. Please write to me if you have any queries, and to our international office in the Asia Pacific region. Please take note of the the contact. And if you want a PowerPoint from us, my colleagues will be sending it out to you. And once again, I do apologize with some technical hitches this morning. New technology, new way of responding to lockdown. So everyone is improving all the time. So I do apologize for that. But in the PowerPoint, all the links should be working. Thank you. I'll wait for any questions for me. Colleagues, please take on the questions and let me know if I need to answer any specific ones.
Hi, thank you, Mian, for the presentation. Hi, my name is Phoenix. You don't see my picture from the screen, but that's fine. I just like to let the attendees, be it your agents, your representative from the colleges or students or parents, if you have any questions, feel free to actually type in the Q&A buttons on the screens, and then you'll be able to type the questions, and we'll be able to pick up the questions and get Mian to actually answer to your question. Okay, thank you. In between, if you have any questions, just type in. Yeah, thank you. Then I think I will help the students to ask some of the questions that has been posted here. There's a student's name, anonymous attendee. He or she has been asking, what can you do with a bachelor degree? Are you eligible for getting jobs after that? I'm very new to this. Yeah.
Okay, like all industries, getting jobs in any industry, you have to be the best. You have to be able to present that you know and have thorough knowledge in the field that you are going to. In art and design, it boils down to your work, portfolios. Portfolios it's your calling card. It's something that you will take with you to interviews. That's what the employers would like. Advertising studios, publishing companies, they all would like to see what capabilities that you can achieve from your degree. At UWE, we do focus a lot about our students' future. It doesn't matter what field you are in, whether illustration, graphics, interior, or filmmaking, or animation. We make sure that our students understand their craft skills, understand their interests, and understand the opportunities out there. Our courses also bring quite a lot of professionals to come and give lectures, give talks. There are also a professional practice module for all our creative programs, which students learn about the business world in their field. So to get work in your field, say an illustrator will have to create work that demonstrates their skills in that field, and this is something that we focus on from foundation level right through to degree program. I hope that answers your question.
Okay, thank you, Mian. We have a questions from Alisa Low, and she's asking, does UWE help with international students getting a related job in the UK after graduated?
Okay. I think for all, not just international students, for all our students, they will get advice. We have an amazing career service, which has won awards, by the way, and they will help you, advise you, counsel you, and jobs related to your field. This is where networking is so important. we do not encourage students just to sit in their studio and answer their briefs. We want students to be outward facing, go to events, go to exhibitions, go to different conferences that's related to your work, because there you will meet people, you will network. Networking is so important. And these are some of the things that you will start to build on, and also having the confidence to go and get work experience through this network. A lot of our students get work experience that way and get jobs that way. And also your tutors will advise you. They will always bring in professional speakers to come and talk about their field. It is during these events that you should come out and just talk to the visitors. Do not hide in your shell. No matter where you are, what you do, you've got to bring out that confidence in you, because it is very competitive. I can't say our tutors will find every student a work placement or a job, because no one can guarantee that. It is also your responsibility as a young designer, creative practitioner, to develop those skills yourself as well. Because as you can see, we have 3,500 students in the two schools. So those who really want to shine, first, they do well and produce good portfolios in their interviews, and also they have to be confident to network with people. And I think that's the reason why earlier on I say we encourage international students to work in live projects, volunteer work with local communities, and to have to go abroad to deliver what your skill set have to offer. Those things are important. The more you do, the more you get your network. I have a student who has been to one of the international projects, and she wrote me a good email to say, thanks for that experience, because now I'm confident to go to different photography studios in London. And now I've got work experience, and I've been given as an assistant photographer to help out in the London Fashion Week and to go to New York with them. So as you can see, you can do that too, but a lot of it is also up to you. We don't spoon feed. So the more you engage yourself in the world around you, the more opportunities you will. And of course, we will provide you those opportunities, but I can't say we will give you a job at the end of it. It depends on you as well. Sorry.
Okay, thank you, Mian.
Okay.
Right. Thank you for answering to that questions. And then I have other questions coming out, quite a lot of them, and it's quite a long one. So we probably have to actually break them one after another.
Okay,
so
sure.
There's questions about the fee range for all the creative arts degree. So, yeah, would you like to answer, or I'll be able to help?
I think for fee range, the international office, it's your area, so I'm not confident to reply to that. I'm more on academic side. So would you like to answer the fee range, Phoenix?
Sure. So our tuition fees for the Creative Arts degree program is £13,500. That is solely just on the tuition fees alone. And on top of that, you need to spare around about 10,000 on your accommodations, living costs, and visas and whatnot. So 13,500 is just the tuition fees itself. And there's also questions asking whether there is any kind of art scholarships. Perhaps I can also highlight a little bit on this. there is no specific scholarship just for art and design. However, on the regional basis, we do have different kinds of scholarships. Some could be 1,000 partnership scholarships, which is work on the fees reduction. So meaning like your tuition fees, says that it's 13,500 and you're coming from a partnership, then you get £1,000 fees reduction. Or if you are a very bright student, there are some regional scholarships which is limited, but then if you actually get that, then it could be up to £2,000, which again works on the fees reductions as well. So that's the kind of range of scholarships that we're having. We also run other kinds of contests to win scholarships, like video contest scholarships that, you know, the winner can actually win a £7,000 scholarships off from their tuition fees. So it's something that you can actually consider and join such contests to get more scholarships. I hope that actually answered your question. And moving on, we have other questions that follows. What are the application used for courses such as for animation? Sorry.
I'm not sure what that questions mean. I will answer to what I think it is. How do you apply animation? This is what I think.
Yes. I think that's the questions that he was asking, but the questions just disappeared from the screen.
Yes.
I think some of our colleagues actually didn't answer that questions, typing the questions, and that's the reason why. But you're right. I think he's asking how,
how to apply their discipline. I think in the visual communication world, visual arts world, everything is converging. Someone doing animation could be working in an advertising studio. The person could also be working in animation studios as well, making films such as Wallace and Gromit, for example, or they could be also producing children's stories for TV broadcasting. So applying creative skills in different ways, in different settings. Again, this brings out the thing I'm going to say is all students are given interchangeable skills. If it doesn't matter what setting you are, your basic knowledge of your craft skills, say in animation, could be applied in different settings. So this is one thing that we push for students. It's not just to have a narrow-minded view about where they will end up. It's to be more open in ideas, what they could do. It's a 360 degrees of looking at yourself, how you could apply those skills. It doesn't really matter where you are. The main thing is you understand your creative practice could be used in various forms. I hope I answered that question. Okay,
right.
Next question. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mian. Is the foundation the starter for learning the basic techniques you need to know for a specific course?
Yes.
So,
For students who are, I think I saw a glimpse of that question is what about students who have no skills? How do they apply for the course? That's where the integrated foundation comes in. Say if you are in a different discipline before and you want to learn, you want to go to a creative practice, then the foundation gives you the opportunities to learn different ways of making things at a basic level. Then once you pass the foundation, you can go on to straight onto your degree, your year 1, year 2, year 3, in that discipline you have chosen. Foundation year is quite a challenging and exciting year because students are in transition from school into university life. So they are very open to exciting opportunities, because they will be working in art and design 24/7. They don't have to do geography or science or distraction like that. They can go straight into their own world of creativity. And then through that year of integrated foundation, they can link to the different disciplines, as I've showed you earlier on the screen. For students who may have some way to catch up with their English language, we also have at foundation level an IELTS, similar IELTS. We created that program for international students to enable them to reach the IELTS they require in the first year. So it's a year of dedicated English language program, but created for creative practitioners. So rather than learning the cut and dry generic language, our program will enable you to learn the visual art language through looking at artwork, discussing, and so on. Okay,
right.
Hope that answers that.
Right, thank you, Mian. I hope that answers to the students' questions. And then we have another questions about portfolio to apply for the course. The students is asking whether the schoolwork, the past schoolwork, such as in the IG, SCSE, as well as A-levels coursework, good enough, or they have to actually provide more individual work. What do you think?
Okay, it depends on what level you're doing. I think if you are applying for a specific discipline, for example, if you're applying for graphic design, try to include work that is relevant to that field, okay? Don't put in cartoons, for example. It's something that a lot of art departments, not just at UWE, in other universities as well, copied art cartoons from Walt Disney's, for example, is a no-go. Don't do that, because it doesn't demonstrate your skills apart from your copying technique. We want to see creative artwork. Yes, do put in your A-level work, and do put in, if your GCSE work has relevance to graphic design, for example, that you do a lot of typography in your GCS work, do put it in. And don't put in work which is just doodles. A sketchbook work, definitely, we do look at sketchbook work. So that is quite useful to remember. Put in work that is relevant to the field that you go to. For foundation, if you're coming to do foundation, we just need to see your drawing skills. Yes, all the work that you produce in drawing, sketching, your A-level work, for example, we will look at that, because at foundation level, you are just exploring what area you're going to. So that's fine for foundation. But if you're applying to do year 1 or year 2 in graphic design, illustration, animation, just put work that is relevant to it. Okay,
right.
Hope that answers.
So we have students also, like, thank you, Mian. We have students also asking what is the most popular course in UWE Creative Arts?
Well, we have a whole bunch of them. The ones that I have listed, they are very popular with UK students, and for international students, the popular programs are graphic design, illustration, interior design. Fashion comm is up and rising, and animation as well. Photography for international students, it's beginning to be popular, but not as popular as the others.
Right. Thank you, Mian.
Okay. Okay.
There are so many popular courses that
Yes,
the students will choose, really.
yes, yes.
Okay, right, thank you. And then we have probably the last questions here that
Yeah.
does he recognize IB, career-related program? Yeah.
IB, definitely. We do look into IB as well, because I think IB has a lot of analytical skills involved, but I'm not sure what career related program you mean. But do put in any, if you have no experience, if your career related program is an academic program, then you may not have a visual art to show in your portfolio. That's the only thing. But if you don't have any of those, just put in work that you do outside of your program. And when I receive your applications, I know you are from an academic program but really want to do creative practice. I look at that in a holistic way, and not just say, oh, this student is academic, no artwork, so I reject. No, I would look at the students' interests and also their commitment and passion. I think in creative practice, it's about passion. If you have that, and if you can show me some work that you do outside your program, I will look at it in a very favorable way. Hope that answers that. Okay.
Right. Thank you, Mian, for answering to their questions. And we have a question from our colleague Mukesh Banjari from our South Asia, and he's asking how many seats are available at UWE for international students for the courses that you have just mentioned, such as illustration, filmmaking, and design.
At the moment, we don't fix. We have, it depends how many students are applying to us, you know. We have UK students as well with popular programs. We obviously have to look at in a whole application situation. But the main thing is apply to us, and with international students, we will look at their applications in a favorable way, because me as a international staff, I was international student many years ago, and I was a science student, a pure science student, but somebody gave me a chance in England, and I never forget that. And that is something always stays with me. You know, just apply, and we'll look at your potential, and we look at what we can assess. For numbers, don't worry about numbers. We cannot say this year we have 10, 20, 30. And I think it's good to have a good culturally mixed number of students. So it depends yearly how many applications we have.
All right, thank you, Mian. Hope that actually answers to Mukesh's questions. Yeah. Right, I think that's the last questions. It's already been answered. I mean, and it's already 1 hour. Thank you, Mian, and then thank you everyone who has actually joined this webinars. I hope you all actually get good information about you know, study creative arts at UWE Bristol. So if you have any questions, feel free to actually contact any one of us from the region in your countries, be it representative, agent, friends, or the international officer staff members. Check on our Facebooks as well. And this is Mian's contact. If you have specific questions, especially Jerry Chung, I think you have asked questions about master's degree, I think that is very personalized, and I would actually encourage you to actually drop me a short email to discuss about your personal situations as it's actually related to
I
master's.
remember Jelly, by the way. I think I know Jelly. Hi, Jelly.
Yeah, Jelly is a friend of Mian. Thank you for joining, everyone.
No, I think she is one of our colleagues,
in the partner
applicants.
institutions.
Yeah.
Right. Great to have so many of our friends here from colleges, from partners, and then from agent representative, and also future students as well. Thank you for joining today's webinar. So yeah, it's pandemic time. Please stay safe, and then we'll be in touch in the future. And I hope that some of you will actually apply and study in UWE. Thank you, everyone. Thank you,
Okay.
our colleagues from UK to support this webinar as well. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for coming along. I do apologize for some technical hitches, but we will send you the PowerPoint with the links that you can click and look at in your own time. Okay, thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.